Do you like The Big Lebowski? Everybody likes that movie. Well, we're not going to be talking about that today. But do you remember when John Turturro's character had a spin-off movie called The Jesus Rolls? Well, we're not going to be talking about that today either. But The Jesus Rolls was based on a French movie from the 70s, ostensibly, called Going Places. Well, Les Valseuses, which translates to The Testicles, is a controversial 1974 French road movie, which was directed by Bertrand Blier, and stars Patrick Duaré, who I'm doing my best impression of today, and Gerard Depardieu. And the two of them basically are dirtbags, and it opens with them, committing an assault and stealing cars and, robbing people and getting shot at and shooting at people. And it culminates in them kidnapping Marie-Ange, who's played by Miu Miu. Hopefully that's all the French I have to attempt for this review. The film is quite episodic by design, but the main reoccurring themes are sexual inadequacy, repressed homoeroticism, and most notably, sexual inadequacy. All topics that, when covered in the mid-1970s, that must have aged so well, just like Gerard Depardieu himself. To me, I much prefer the title Going Places, which is what it was called in America, because that really captures the listlessness and the aimlessness of the characters' motives and their actual journey. We kind of just start with them, the action is happening, and then it kind of can just end at any time, which should already kind of be an indication if this is your type of movie or not. And calling your movie The Testicles seems a little bit too unimaginative to me. I mean, it would be the equivalent of making an anti-patriarchy movie and calling it Men or something. I mean, who would do that? Now, since this is a French movie from the 1970s, I'm sure all the sexuality will be very tastefully handled, and there'll be no constant horniness and sex with minors. Oh wait, it's a Bertrand Blier film. Of course there will be. He's kind of fixated on that stuff. But certainly one of the strengths of the movie is our two leads, or I guess three leads in this case, but Depardieu and Duaré have a good chemistry in this, and Get Out Your Handkerchiefs, which I didn't like as much. And that movie and this movie's predilection with horniness may prove to be tiring to some viewers over a long span of time. This is not helped by the fact that Depardieu has in the past admitted to plenty of rapes, too many to count. Whoa there, slow down there, Alejandro Jodorowsky. And yet, ironically, Depardieu claims to have threatened to kill Harvey Weinstein, of all people, over film rights. So if that's true, that's pretty cool, but who can really tell, because Depardieu is known to have fallen off his motorbike and knocked it on the old noggin a few times there, you know what I'm saying? Bonk, bonk, boing, boing. One thing that really helps sway me in a more favorable direction for this movie is the music. That might even be my favorite part. I really liked the music. The first time I watched it, I kept listening to the theme of it for weeks later. That and the cinematography is really beautiful. I like a lot of the locations. I mean, this movie is funny in places, but it's sort of the old style of comedy where it's funny situations and they're not trying to ram jokes down your throat every 2 seconds like modern comedy, which is joke machines and an excuse to do improv comedy. Nothing's funnier than that. So usually a good rule of thumb is whether or not I want to return to a movie after having seen it, or if I continue thinking about it long after I've seen it. And with this one, I do, and I will probably watch it again in a couple of years. But it also makes me feel very icky throughout, which again is by design. But yeah, I don't know. I don't completely know how I feel about this one. I would say overall I enjoyed it, but the movie seems a little muddled in terms of what its intentions are, and it's talking about and depicting very kind of serious things with mostly a dark presentation. But it makes you wonder where the misogyny ends and the laughs begin. There were several times during watching the movie where I went, "Where are all my ha-has? Anybody seen my ha-has?" I think it's possible to address sexual taboos and then pull it off in a funny way. But this movie to me sits in a bit of a nether region because art house moviegoers and indie and foreign film fans might find this going a bit too far and it's a little bit too icky for them. But then at the same time, your sadistic horror movie gore junkies, and those people are probably not going to be satisfied with this because it's not crazy enough. I want to give some respectability to it just for how frank and amoral it is, and it really came from a different time, but it's hard to classify it as just a straight comedy. If you want to look for something that's a little bit more, grotty, but maybe not exactly a comedy, I would say Paul Verhoeven's Turkish Delight from the year before is worth checking out. Or even Mike Leigh's Naked from 1991. I really enjoyed that one. So that's about all I have to say about the movie. I kind of liked it, but my kind of ambivalence is what makes me enjoy the movie and thinking about it and talking about it more than actually watching it. But I did want to read a review before I go that kind of says all the points that I wanted to make in an even more concise and intelligent and thoughtful way than I ever could. So I'll just read it for you now in real time. Ha 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 na random house no 21 to be patient with you to know him better for you studying after marriage is not available until I don't like it is the theory is not allowed to go there and then is there any way I could not be obtained and not going anywhere else in India? Too many platforms to you, mummy. Kobi nahi hot he ka hai kaya abi he. I was thinking we should do this for a while and not giving me a copy to me account and I am not that guy is a very good for me to get shoes whole world or not a strong. Device. You can talk more than a month ago to Kai Hai Ab you can call me Sarthak Bengal and Jharkhand news to share with your welcome. The chance nahi milta hai 2 season hai kaya hai ab. You are not allowed to use it. Is not available on my quad core. Android phone le lenge na ra tu ha kya hia ri tu b nahi ha kyat hota h kai I promoting it to you, mummy. From you are not allowed by the end. Kar raha who are Mary Tushin he kaya hoya. Lex start the ball is in India and Pakistan. Army of the year old son is not you have to do it too much for the expectations and not the. Wow, like Roger Ebert himself after he died. Stay sexy.